They're quick, they're tasty, and they've probably been in your fridge for years. Bacon with breakfast, deli ham in your sandwich, hot dogs at a weekend cookout. But what if these everyday foods, foods we've trusted for decades, were quietly raising your risk of cancer? Because according to global health experts, they might be, and if you're over 50, the danger may be even greater than you realize. Each year, more than 150,000 Americans are diagnosed with colorectal cancer. And while we often think of genetics or aging as the biggest factors, research is pointing to something far more ordinary: what we put on our plates. According to the World Health Organization, processed meats like bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and deli slices are now officially classified as Group 1 carcinogens. That means there's strong evidence they can cause cancer in humans. Just 50 grams a day, about 6 slices of bacon or a single hot dog, has been linked to an 18% higher risk of colorectal cancer. And while that may not sound like much, imagine eating one of those every day for years. The risk builds quietly, steadily. But here's the good news: knowledge is power. In this video, we'll unpack the science behind the warning, explain why processed meats carry this risk, and most importantly, share practical, senior-friendly ways to protect your health without giving up flavor or convenience. Because safeguarding your future doesn't have to mean giving up everything you enjoy. Now we'd love to hear from you. What's one processed meat you eat regularly, maybe without even thinking about it? Is it bacon at breakfast, deli meat in a sandwich, or hot dogs at family gatherings? Drop your answer in the comments below. You're not alone, and your story might just inspire someone else to take a closer look at what's on their plate. If this topic matters to you, hit that like button. It helps us reach more people who care about aging well. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly health tips designed specifically for your golden years. 1. What processed meats really are and why they're harmful. So what exactly are processed meats? You've probably eaten them for most of your life without thinking twice. They're convenient, flavorful, and easy to store. But the way they're made and what they contain might surprise you. Let's start with the definition. Processed meats are any meats that have been preserved through methods like smoking, curing, salting, or chemical preservation. Think bacon, salami, ham, hot dogs, pepperoni, and most deli cuts. And while they might not look dangerous sitting in the fridge, the risk starts building once they hit your plate and your stomach. The preservative problem. Nitrates and nitrites. One of the key ingredients in many processed meats is sodium nitrate or sodium nitrite, preservatives used to keep the meat pink, flavorful, and shelf-stable. Sounds harmless enough, right? But when these compounds mix with stomach acid during digestion, they can form something called nitrosamines, chemical compounds that have been shown to damage DNA inside your cells. Over time, this cellular damage can increase the risk of cancer, especially in the colon and rectum. That's part of why the World Health Organization gave processed meats their Group 1 classification. It's not just speculation. It's based on multiple studies showing consistent links between regular consumption and increased cancer risk. And here's the part many people miss. You don't have to eat huge amounts. Just one hot dog a day or a couple slices of deli meat can set the stage for long-term harm if eaten daily over the years. The cooking factor. High heat equals higher risk. Now let's talk about how these meats are cooked, because that matters too. When you grill or fry processed meats, especially at high temperatures, they can release chemicals called heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. These compounds form as the meat chars and sizzles, and research shows they can damage the lining of your gut, trigger inflammation, and interfere with normal cell repair. So it's not just what you eat, it's how it's prepared. The iron twist: heme, iron, and the gut. There's also something called heme iron, a type of iron found in red meat and especially concentrated in processed varieties. Heme iron is important for oxygen transport in the body, but in excess and in the wrong context, it can be a problem. Studies suggest that high levels of heme iron in processed meat may promote the formation of free radicals in your digestive tract. These unstable molecules can damage your gut lining and create the perfect environment for abnormal cells to grow. And here's the thing: as we get older, our gut lining becomes more sensitive, and our immune system doesn't repair damage as quickly as it used to. That makes these effects even more concerning for older adults. So when we talk about processed meats being risky, it's not just about salt or fat. It's a combination of chemical preservatives, heat-induced compounds, and how they affect our cells over time. A ham sandwich here or there won't hurt you, but eating these meats regularly, week after week, year after year, may quietly increase your cancer risk in ways you never imagined. We'll break down the latest research, what it really says about how much is too much, and how early-onset colorectal cancer is now rising in younger adults too. But first, in the comments below, tell us this: what's your go-to sandwich meat right now? Is it turkey, ham, roast beef? Knowing what's in your usual routine is the first step to making smarter swaps. And if this segment opened your eyes, give it a quick like so we can keep bringing clear, trustworthy health info straight to you. 2. How much is too much, and what the research says about risk. So let's talk numbers. How much processed meat is too much? Because it's easy to think, I only eat a little. How bad can it really be? Well, here's what the research says. Just 50 grams of processed meat per day, that's roughly 1 hot dog, 2 slices of ham, or 6 strips of bacon, has been linked to an 18% higher risk of colorectal cancer. Now pause on that for a moment. Not 500 grams, not a pound, just 50 grams a day, eaten consistently over time. And if you're thinking, well, I don't eat it every day, that's good. But the data shows that even regular weekly intake, like daily sandwiches or frequent weekend cookouts, can compound the risk. So where does this 18% come from? That number is based on a comprehensive review by the World Health Organization, which analyzed studies from multiple countries and decades. The conclusion? The link is consistent, measurable, and real. Here's another layer to consider. Colorectal cancer isn't just affecting older adults anymore. More and more people in their 40s and even 30s are being diagnosed with what used to be considered a disease of aging. This trend is called early-onset colorectal cancer, and while researchers are still investigating all the causes, diet is one of the biggest suspects, and processed meats are right at the center of that discussion. Because while you may not be eating hot dogs at every meal, processed meats can sneak into your day more often than you think. Let's say you start your morning with bacon, have a deli turkey sandwich at lunch, and then snack on beef jerky in the afternoon. That's 3 hits of processed meat in just one day without even trying. Even if it's just a sandwich here and there, these habits add up over years, and your body remembers. And the risk isn't just colorectal cancer. Some studies have also looked at links between processed meat intake, and other cancers like stomach or pancreatic cancer, as well as chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even cognitive decline in later years. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean eating a hot dog at your granddaughter's birthday party will cause cancer. That's not how risk works. It's not instant. It's cumulative. But it does mean that our everyday habits matter. And when you understand what even small portions can do over time, you start to see these choices in a different light. The key takeaway isn't to panic, it's to become aware. Awareness gives you power, and that's where the next part of this story gets exciting. Because you're not stuck. You can still enjoy your food, satisfy your cravings, and protect your health without cutting out every familiar flavor. 3. What can you do? By now, you might be asking, so what am I supposed to do? Never eat a hot dog again? Here's the good news. You don't have to give up your favorite foods forever. But by cutting back and making a few smart changes, you can protect your health without sacrificing enjoyment. Because this isn't about guilt, it's about choice. Let's walk through a few powerful yet simple things you can do. Starting today. 1. Cut back where you can, not cold turkey. Start small. You don't need to throw everything out of your fridge tonight. Instead, try saving processed meats for special occasions, not everyday meals. Maybe you still enjoy bacon on Sunday mornings. That's okay, just don't make it your weekday default. Instead of deli ham every day, try a veggie wrap with hummus once or twice a week. Instead of sausage on your breakfast plate, try a hard-boiled egg with avocado. These may seem like small shifts, but they create a ripple effect. Less inflammation, less strain on your gut, and more room on your plate for real nourishment. 2. Swap in healthier proteins. Let's be honest, a sandwich still needs something between the bread. So what can you use instead? Fresh chicken breast, turkey you've roasted yourself, grilled fish, even plant-based proteins like lentils, beans, or tofu can be hearty and satisfying when seasoned well. Try this. Instead of a ham sandwich, go for roasted chicken with mustard, spinach, and a drizzle of olive oil. Instead of pepperoni on your pizza, try mushrooms and olives. It's flavorful and gut-friendly. And the best part, many of these swaps don't just reduce risk, they boost your energy, digestion, and immune health too. 3. Don't be fooled by healthy labels. If you've ever grabbed a package labeled nitrate-free and felt good about it, you're not alone. But here's the catch. Even natural versions, like celery juice powder, can still produce harmful compounds during digestion. So while it might sound better on the label, the same risks can still apply. The lesson? Don't fall for the marketing. If it's smoked, cured, or preserved to last longer, it still counts as processed. Moderation is the goal, not perfection. 4. Rethink the way you cook. Even when you choose fresh meats, how you cook them matters. Grilling, frying, or charring at high heat can create carcinogenic compounds, even in unprocessed meats. So what's safer? Steaming, boiling, slow cooking. Even baking at moderate temperatures can be gentler on both your food and your body. Try steaming fish with herbs and lemon, or bake chicken with garlic and rosemary instead of searing it in a pan. The flavor stays, the risk drops. These aren't drastic changes. They're quiet shifts, small decisions made over and over again. And together, they help build a future where you feel more energized, more protected, and more in control of your health. Because remember, the goal isn't restriction. It's real freedom. The kind that comes from knowing your choices are working with your body, not against it. In our final segment, we'll recap what we've learned and share one challenge you can try this week to start building new habits without stress, shame, or overwhelm. But before we get there, tell us this in the comments. What's one processed meat you're willing to swap or cut back on this week? Maybe it's that daily lunch meat. Maybe it's the bacon in your cart. Drop your answer below, and you might just inspire someone else to try. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered today. Processed meats like bacon, hot dogs, deli slices, and sausages are more than just a tasty convenience. They've been classified as Group 1 carcinogens by the World Health Organization, and even small daily amounts have been linked to a measurable increase in colorectal cancer risk. But this isn't about panic, it's about awareness. When we understand how processed meats are made, how preservatives like nitrates and nitrites can form harmful compounds in our bodies, how high-heat cooking and added heme iron can quietly raise inflammation and disrupt gut health, we start to see the full picture. And more importantly, we see how much power we actually have to shift the outcome. Because you don't have to give up everything. You don't have to eat perfectly. You just have to start making thoughtful swaps, one meal at a time. Try replacing deli meat with roasted chicken. Try limiting bacon to weekends instead of weekdays. Try steaming instead of grilling. And above all, tune in to how your body feels when you give it more real, nourishing food. Here's your challenge for the week. Choose just one processed meat you're willing to reduce or swap. Just one. Then try it for 7 days and notice how your energy, digestion, or mood responds. Drop your pick in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you're trying, and your comment might be the nudge someone else needs to begin. If this video gave you clarity, give it a quick like. Share it with someone you care about, especially if processed meats are part of their daily routine. And don't forget to subscribe for more senior-friendly health tips, always practical, always empowering, and always based in real science you can trust. Thanks for spending this time with us. Here's to simpler meals, smarter choices, and many vibrant years ahead.